Hi everybody. Right, for ages I've been promising to update the how to repair Scalextric Track. I also meant to cover other bits and pieces, but as Start Track doesn't exist anymore, I don't think I'm going to bother with that. And the Carrera stuff, well, it's pretty reliable. But Scalextric Track, now, in front of me I've got 4 halves. First one, rust. As you can see here, properly rusty. The track is galvanised, and as the cars go round, it takes the galv off. And they say don't use sandpaper, don't use wire wool or anything else on the track because it will cause the rust. But when you've been racing for as long as we have, it's going to cause the rust if it's got wet. So honestly, just emery board, just go at it. Or if emery board's not working, annoyingly, I haven't actually got any wire wool here. Just gradually work it on the rail. As you can see, it's starting to shine up. This focus is terrible, but it's starting to shine up along the rail where I'm taking the dirt off. It's just not taking the rust off. I don't suggest using a massive wire brush, but yeah, it's just taking it off gradually and going with the emery paper or sandpaper and just keep working it. I know it says don't do this, but your rail has lost its galv from the braids and so on if you've been using it for a long time. Focus, 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 focus. And as such, it's not going to make much difference. Option 2. Now, I like option 2, but we'll cover that afterwards. Oh no, anyway, the other problem while you're losing power, connectors at the end. As always, they've come loose. Just flip it over, pair of pliers. Remember, it's the gap. It's these points here and here. They've come away from the plastic underneath, which has made the connection loose. It's from the taking it apart and putting it back together. Just underneath, pair of pliers, tighten them up. Don't press too hard. Make sure it goes around because you don't want to go through the track. And there, see, that's solid again now. Amazingly, only one on this piece of track has got that. Anyway, let's get rid of that. Now, option 2. Something we've been doing here. Now, on Amazon, I know, where else can you buy stuff at the minute? They do, you can find this. This is a 6mm copper adhesive. So you generally use for killing slugs on plants. But you can also put it over the rail. So, find your power base, start at the power base. Then you want to press it on to the rail. Fold this bottom bit inside the rail to keep the connection. Carry it along. Keep it straight, press it down to the rail, then just snap off the end, so that's connected like that. This should be folded in, that is too long. But screwdriver will fix this, we'll just push it up with the screwdriver on the inside. Now that's a copper coated top of the rail. On to the next one. So this one's got the spike at the end, so we're going to start with the spike at the end. Make sure you got your gap. Hold it and push along. And then snap at the end. Done. Right, so the easiest way to do the brass work, if you've got a permanent layout, it's a lot easier because all you do is you start at your end and then gradually, because this stuff will snap if you're not careful, follow your rail, making sure to keep your gap, and just go straight over the join to the next piece and so on. Corners, radius ones especially, are an absolute nightmare to do because they're so tight. And then once you get round, obviously lock them back together. That looks a bit rough, but yet again I'm using rusty track because we have pretty much retired 75% of our Scalextric track in this building, and we are mainly running on Carrera. I have done this with some of the Carrera tracks as well, but that's more to deal with the issue of cleaning them for hygiene reasons. Generally, it doesn't actually make cars go faster. What it does is it makes sure the car gets power as you're going around, and it reduces those little bits like drop-offs and nicks. Of course, you have option 2, which is buy the extension cable from Scalextric. I'm just going to flip this over. Now, when we do an extension cable, for what the price of it, it's a bit expensive. What I use are, he says, realising he doesn't know where he's left them. Oh, where are they? Ah, will you grab that? Come on. So, trip to Halfords, reel of 5 amp cable, or 2 reels to be honest, because you want to render black, one for the left, one for the right. Then, Halfords do a small, they're over here. No, that's not them. A small, there is a word, I cannot think of the word, I have seen the drawer. They're a small, thin audio clip. Now the thinner one, still 5 amp, actually fits. Just take this to bits. These tags in the middle of your track, you have these small thin tags where you obviously normally put the extensions, but they fit over them. Obviously you put your cable in the back, crimp it down, put that in. If you want to solder it in, you solder it in and then run it. As with most, always remember, wire to the same side and then wire them to the same side, and then the power will continually flow around the track if you have got any weak spots. Though me personally, I do prefer using the copper. As you can see, it does actually split when you take it to bits. If you want to do that, you can just obviously fold that over and do that. Click back into place, and then if you want to fill the gap, because you know it will tear, you can just put a tiny piece over the brake. Done. Obviously you have to do all 4 rails and carry it on. As I say, this stuff Amazon, this stuff and the clips Halfords. So I believe a 2-meter power tap from Scalextric is about a tenner, and 14 meters of cable and 20 clips will cost you about 15 quid from Amazon. And I do think the Scalextric one is a bit thin myself. Right, that's my repair video on track for done. I'll call it.